All right. Just is this okay here? Sorry, I'll get it set up here. I don't go live very often, but deciding to change the format a little bit for an experience that feels more organic than just yeah, like making videos and doing the whole editing and yeah, I feel like my stuff is crooked. So okay, there you go. Now here I am. Welcome. My name is Isabelle, and today I want to share a little bit about the current energies that I have been experiencing. And here's the thing, I don't want to just sit here pretending that I know something you don't, but from my own personal experience, is sometimes when I go through certain things and I take the time to articulate them and make sense of them and I share them with people, I'm always surprised to see and know that there are other people out there who have been going through very similar experiences and we are not alone. So, this is why I want to do a bit of a share with you today. And the team that has been coming up for me this week or in the past few weeks, I guess it started in January, and it's a culmination of that energy. It's really about full power. And what I mean about full power is to what it means to allow our energy to be fully embodied in this physical vessel, because this is something I have struggled with personally for different reasons that I'm going to be sharing with you today. So perhaps we can all learn something together in this space, share. And yes, the Mantids are here with us today as well. They came this morning as I was preparing for this transmission. And they also have some wisdom to share with us in this regard. So, yes, again, my name is Isabelle, a metaphysicist. I've been working with earth energy and various energies along the mountains, so to speak, for many, many years now. And yes, time to share some of these frequencies with you, what I have been experiencing, what I feel is happening. And yes, let's get started. So, to be fully embodied in our physical vessel, many years ago, I was really in a bad place in my life. I really struggled with what at the time was symptoms of post-traumatic stress disorder. And eventually I really fell with the diagnosis I was resonating with to seek a holistic path to heal myself. And this is how I started meditation and the likes. And that was many years ago. Like that was like 8 years ago, at least. No, 10 years ago. That was 10 years ago now. So it's been a while. And I remember going to see at some point a was she a naturopath, a homeopath? I'm sorry. And she says, yeah, it's like your soul is outside of your physical vessel, like you're barely here with us energetically. And I highly resonated with that. I guess as a trauma response, I completely dissociated. So that left me with a very weak human experience, so to speak. Like you're living life, but you cannot taste it. It was, yeah, very dark days in my life. But this team has been played out for many years now as to me really working into fully habitating this physical vessel. And so in a way of doing this, I yeah was sitting down, meditation, being present with what is. And for the most part, it was really about becoming comfortable with the uncomfortable and allowing these frequencies, energies of despair, of I don't want to say like frightening, but yeah, like doom and gloom and being completely like scared, and all of these energies really that was holding me back and that kept me locked in the frozen state. So through the years I managed to move through all of these layers and still Still to this day, there were certain things, certain aspects that kept me from really fully being here, present, embodied. And I guess those would be the most, yeah, the things that I feel more important to talk to about today that may resonate with you on this path. So what I've noticed, and it's just not just me, is in a way of being in the world of energy and having a sensitivity to energy, and the people around me who are into the world energies as well and have a sensitivity to it. There's almost a tendency of keeping ourselves slightly off grounded. It's like there's a part of us that don't want to be here fully, either because it's painful, it's uncomfortable, or there's fear around that. And the fear, and perhaps sometimes too, experiences, right? Because if you think of being a tuning fork, and we're all tuning forks, right? But if I'm singing a song and I'm just whispering it, it's not going to be having the same effect as if I was singing it to my full capacity. It's like listening to a song at a low volume does not affect us the same way as listening to the song to a higher volume, right? And getting the full spectrum and hearing all of the instruments. So when we keep ourselves a little ungrounded, we're preventing our tuning fork to resonate and emanate to its full capacity. So there can be certain ideologies that limits us in the way we want to fully experience our energy, but also perhaps certain fear and uncomfortable things. Because again, from my own personal experience, when we allow our energy to manifest fully, it can lead to wild experiences that we didn't think were possible. So, again, let's dive into all of this. When we are fully embodied in our energy, it has an effect into the world, right? It affects our electromagnetic field, so it repels things powerfully, and it also attracts things powerfully. So if we struggle with like, oh my God, we have a fear of attracting certain energies and whatnot because of like bad experiences, that could be something that prevents us from being fully locked in here in this world and allowing our energy to flow freely, fully, and being fully embodied in it. So, again, working through these fears may help us to starting to feel safe, and working on and developing, like looking into our landscape, our mental landscape, as to what ideologies that makes this feel us unsafe in the world versus is it really the reality? Is it really the truth? Like, if I have this ideology that I attract people who don't care about me, well, is this really true? Because I do have people in my life that are very caring, are very nurturing, are incredible friends. So now, like, this is not true, this statement, right? So why do I cling on to the dark one that tells me, oh, people are uncaring and whatnots, and I need to play small because I attract bad people, right? So again, working through these ideologies, but I felt energetically, and I don't know if it's going to resonate with some of you, all of you, maybe none of you. Again, I just want to take a moment to say that, like, a how you call it, a temple without a priest is just a beautiful building, right? And same goes with spirituality. Like, spiritual concepts and ideologies are just like without felt experiences are just like mental decorations. So again, I'm just sharing that with you because approach everything I said, like use your own discernment, but mostly stay within your own vessel and be your own priest in your own temple, be your own ministry, and only you know the truth. So if I say something that you don't resonate with, then please just discard it. Stay and honor what feels right for you is far more important than what I'm saying, whether like is this true or not. Like, is it true for you? Then so you can embrace it. If not, that's fine. But to me, I feel like the like since January up until now, like we're in July now, there's been a huge like the cycles of purging and letting go of things became exponentially fast, like at a rapid race. Oh my God, this stuff from childhood, like instead of spending like 3 days on it, it will be clear like in minutes almost, like or just 3 hours and be like, yeah, no, I understand this, I understand that. Yeah, letting it go. Okay, welcoming new energies. And that cycle really culminated that for me in the last week had a massive purge. It's almost like everything that really no longer resonated with me or were being a hindrance to me fully being embodied in my own energy uh, was being expedite out of this vessel. And it wasn't pretty. I didn't feel good at all. I was aching everywhere, and it took a whole week. I could not eat. It was just it felt awful. But the renewal of energy that came, and it's finally being grounded right now, that I can finally ground properly, it feels amazing. And I'm so happy I went through this. So energetically, we're in July, and it feels like we're in the pinnacle. We're on a precipice of something entirely new coming our way, a brand new beginning after perhaps many years that culminated in us being able to really crush a whole bunch of energies out up until like the month of June, where it really culminated rapidly to now that we can finally welcome the new. And again, to share some tips with you, if you still feel like you're struggling a little bit with grounding, that you're not perhaps quite fully there, like 100%, I am strongly recommending that you call in your ancestors. That is something that came very powerfully in the last week for me. And the reason is our ancestors, our ancestors, they did not live in the digital world. They lived in very much in tune with the environment. It's not like my grandmother grew up without electricity, right? So when she was out in the field working, there was no radio that she was listening to. It was just the sound of whatever is around. It was more organic. So in a way, they were more grounded into earth energy than, and it was more easier at that time than it is now because they had like less distraction, less electronic distractions, and the likes. The world was smaller too because it was not thrown in their face through social media every hour, every minute of the day. So all that to say that there's a resonance, there's a muscle memory for really anchoring into our physical bodies, in our energetic vessels that our ancestors have, that they can completely transmit to us at any time. Like the memory is there, and it's almost like feeling how they felt like. So if you call in their and your ancestors and you're like, yeah, please help me ground, and you really feel into their energies, it's almost like your energy is starting to mimic their energy, and you start like feeling like, oh wow, like there's wisdom there, there's like knowledge that you cannot pick up in a book. You have to feel into it and allow your vessel to adjust to it, and then you can call them anytime to help you. Drumming helps tremendously too. If you don't have a drum, I have a shamanic drums here, but you can listen to them online. I found them incredibly grounding as well. And it's just raw power, earth energy, and it really helps open up the channels fully. Now, another thing that can hinder our ability to for our energy to fully express itself here on earth, there could be some dogmatic religious stuff. I had to burn through that. I'm not a religious person, so to speak. I grew up Roman Catholic. I completely do not like the way they treated Native American up in Canada. I guess it would be our les peuples autochtones. in French, as we call them. And I struggle with that. I don't like religion. I don't like any body of concepts that feels that has some kind of superiority to other religions or other spiritual beliefs and the like. So anyways, that was something that was preventing me from like fully anchoring here on earth as well, because even though I no longer resonate with my own religious background, there was still some uh, applications in the background, tabs that were still open, that was preventing me from fully being anchored here. But one thing that's really worthy of mentioning here, as far as being fully embodied is not energy, is our energy has its own wisdom, has its own intelligence, and sometimes it can unlock our consciousness in ways that we're not used to. And we're like, whoa, what is that? Like, what did I experience here? And I'm going to give you a clear example of that. So sometimes there's have been times where I was meditating, and you meditate, whenever your eyes open or close, there's a sense of self, right? Because we are in a physical vessel, we are in a physical body, and there's a feeling of separation between myself and the environment. Now, there's been times during my meditations where I felt myself as a frequency. It's like I no longer had a physical body, and there was no longer any separations between myself and my surroundings. It was all one. Now, you may think like, wow, that sounds like a great experience to have. Yeah, but there's a part of me that always kind of trips out of myself out of the experience, because there's a sense of self that has been lost, right? Like there's a sense of self that I no longer feel because the separation is not there. So again, all that to say that sometimes when we really allow our energy to fully habitate ourselves, we can start having experiences that like experience our consciousness in the ways that we're not used to, that we're not familiar with, but to trust ourselves that it's just a different it's just a different version of ourselves. It's still ourselves, it's just a different expression of it. And to again start taming this energy and allow it to fully habitate us and does what it thinks, what it does. Maybe you start feeling energies, and you can feel your chakra like opening and closing, or your consciousness start experiencing itself in a way that you like it seems outwardly or humanly impossible. Again, it's all sign that it's just your energy doing its thing, and it's just a matter of allowing it to be. So, as far as the Mantids, when they came this morning with this transmission and really allowing ourselves to be fully empowered in this life, allowing our energy to fully habitate this physical vessel without any restriction, without any fear, um, is the way we can connect with ourselves, and the capacity into which we can really feel ourselves is our capacity to feel our environment around us. So, if we can allow ourselves to really sit and be with what is, even if it's uncomfortable, it's going to develop a muscle that's going to allow us to really start feeling fully everything. And from there, we can start feeling more of the world around us. And that is a stepping stone to advanced psychic development. Because if I want to move this crystal right here, that's right behind me, I with telekinesis, like just with my mind, I cannot move this crystal with my mind or my energy without first becoming one with this crystal and feeling it like it's a part of me, right? So I can only start feeling this crystal as long as I can feel myself fully, 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 fully. all of your cells in your body, every emotions, every like everything really, without any restrictions or fear or discomfort that what comes, right? So again, to be able to feel ourselves fully is a stepping stone to feeling the world around us, and as well as to unlock more advanced psychic abilities, which is in the future for us humans at this time. So another thing too that came up, um, I've already said so much, but I felt there was something else too that came up for me that I've been wanting to share that may help you. Um, oh, yes. So feeling yourself fully, right? What I mean by that too, and I think clarity is needed here. You know, Okay, so I can feel like I really want to have an ice cream right now, really. But deep down, what I may not be aware of is I'm craving sugar because there's some uncomfortable feelings that are bubbling to the surface and I don't want to have to feel them. So I really want to push them down and I need the extra sugar boost to not feel these uncomfortable emotions. So feeling could be, oh yeah, I feel like like I want to have ice creams, right? And it seems like benign. Like, yeah, I just want to go have ice cream. I'm going to go have ice cream. In most cases, yeah, maybe it is. But to really be discerning as to what our feelings are and what are and what are trying to tell us. And something I did in the last few weeks that really helped me expedite a whole bunch of programs that were running in the background was doing a digital detox. And essentially, if you want to see where you are at energetically, at 7 o'clock at night, like let's say you go to bed at 10 o'clock, so 3 hours before you go to bed, you turn off your Wi Fi, you turn off your phone, your laptop, and you just sit quiet. No music, no books, no distraction. You do that for 2 weeks. You will start to experience things that can be like, whoa, that's uncomfortable, whether it's boredom, whether it's stress and anxiety that you didn't know you have. And all of these things you may be like, well, but I don't experience those in my day-to-day life. No, you don't, because you're busy yourself so much that you don't actually feel these energies, but they're very much running the show. They're running things in the background. They're affecting your decisions day to day, whether you're aware of it or not. And that was a real eye opener for me with this digital detox, to really sit with myself and not allow any distractions. And it was hard. I'm not going to lie. Even as someone who's been meditating for a long time, it was not easy to do, but I've done it anyways, and that makes me happy. So that helped me move a big volume of energy as well. And I think that's why I got so sick. It was almost like a detox, really, because I had joint pain, I had muscle ache, my skin hurt, I had fever, uh, my lower spine, the base of my spine, there was so much energies happening there that my leg hurt, like I was running marathons, which I don't. I'm not that type of person. But I couldn't sleep at night because my body was so sore. But, anyways, that all had to do with making space for these energies to really come up to the surface. And all of these clearings helped me today to integrate more of my own energy and be more fully present without any external tabs running in the background, uh, dictating how I should feel about certain things. Or, and yes, it feels like I dropped 1,000 pounds, really. And I found it very helpful. So perhaps now I want to share some light language with you. And again, light language is just frequencies. Imagine like listening to a song, like you're listening to beautiful classical music. It has an effect on the vessel, and just listen to it with an open heart. If you're not already in a comfortable position, I strongly invite you to do so. and to be open to receive. Just take what resonates and discard the rest. So oh, we're going to be dropping in into our lower chakras, dropping our awareness into the base of our spine, our point of contact with the earth. At this point, we're just paying attention. We're just noticing the energies there at the base of our spine. If you catch yourself thinking, just focus on your breath and redirect your attention into the base of our spine. And just noticing what is. Perhaps there's a little bit of stiffness there. Noticing how strong the base of our spine is. It supports us. Connecting with this energy of support. And trusting our abilities to support ourselves in this life. Esete kiatra ose osatakayanali etre. Etakayanali etri iti esatakayanali etre. Asatakayanali etre osatakayanali atra. Ekitili etre osatakayantala atra. Perhaps there's some rigidity there, being too strict with oneself, allowing some flow and energy to move freely in the base of our spine, inviting softness to this rigidity. We do not need to be so hard on ourselves. Asatakayanali etre ese use usa sakaintele etre etiutara kantala atra ese usa sakayanali etre ekatala atra usatakayanali etre. Being reminded that the earth is here to support us as well. Just as we give, we receive. And by increasing softness into our rigidity, we are expanding our ability to receive. Asatakayanali etri use, usatakayanali etri, kayanali etri use takayantala atra, ese utre ay kaintiri etri usatakayatiri etri asatakayanali etri. the beautiful energies that wants to come into our lives. Joy, abundance, happiness, love, friendship, warmth. I feel some of you have worked incredibly hard to be where you're at today. And there's a reminder that there are different seasons in life. There are times to work really hard for the soil to prepare it. There are times to sow. There are times for growth. But there also are times to harvest. Recalibrating our lower chakras, where there used to be a lot of hard work. Now we can gently relax a little more and allow things and energies to find us and to receive. Satakayanali etriose, satakayanali etriose tikiyaneli etri, sa ukayantala atra, ekayantili etri, satakayanali etri. Usa se atraka use usa ashakaiti utarakiti usa aente use ukarasha ese utreshi untri kuksha usa. Expanding our awareness from the base of our spine to about 3 feet around us, and connecting with the energy of flow. Sa ese utre kaeta uta satakayanali etre uki usetikiyanali etre satakayanali etre usa esa ai sakutre sitikiyanali etre unta. Imagine that there's a body of water around you, and there are things flowing toward you, but you get a choice whether you pick things up or not. So as energies come toward us into our life, we have the power and the ability to read the energy and decide for ourselves if it is something we like or not. Maybe we pick the object and we hold it for a minute, for an hour, for a day, for a year, for a lifetime. It's always up to us, and knowing that we can drop it at any time back into the sea. Asatakatra ute esetikianali etre satakayanali etre usatakayanali etre satakayanali etre. Everything in balance. If an object would pick up, start becoming uncomfortable, we don't have to hold it longer than we have to. If it no longer resonate with us or we don't like what is happening, we're always in power, we're always in control. Asatakayanali etre usatakasha untekiyatele etre iti asatakayanali etre satakayanali etre satakayanali etre asa. Moving our awareness to our own luminescence, the lights inside of us, and allowing this light to radiate through every single cells and emanate throughout the world around us. Satakayanali etre use asa esi kitere eshe usatakayanali etre. Letting your beautiful light out into the world to be seen, to shine loud, and bright. Asata kayente utre, sata kayatare etre, kaiti utara sata kayanari etre, isiti kiyanari etre, usata kayanari atra. Trust in yourself that you have the wisdom to handle this light and all that comes with it. Satakayanali etre, your own inner light and wisdom. Satakayanali etre, u satakayandale atra, ese ute satakayantili etre usa, letting it out into the world brightly. Noticing how easy it is to shine bright when we are properly grounded. Asakutre shiti uta, asatakayanali etre uta. Feeling the interconnectedness between our light, our point of contact with the earth, and the water of energy that flows around us. Sa kaintere ete use kaintili etre usa. They can all work together. Sata kaitere ute shia kaitse usta e intili utra ise usa kaintili etre a satakayanali etre ute. So that completes the transmission for today. If you enjoy, you can leave me a thumbs up or comments. Please let me know what is happening on your journey, and we can perhaps start a community that we share our experiences in a welcoming place and take time to integrate. Thank you again for joining me today. I wish you a lovely rest of the week and hope to see you again soon. Thank you.